Believe you can succeed, and you will. This stems from the book The Magic of Thinking Big, one of also my absolute favorite books in comparison to How to Influence and Influence People. Those are like my two favorite books. I would highly recommend that you read both of them. Yes, so believe you can succeed, and you will. The whole book, and especially this one chapter, talks about that the self-belief, the image we keep of ourselves in our heads, is one of the most important things you can carry on. The most important things, or like the most effective things that you could actually change. The self-belief that you have is like a direct reflection of who you are. So the person you think you are is actually you. Makes sense. So if you want to achieve a goal or something, you don't really want to just achieve the goal itself. You want to become the person who can achieve the goal. So how do you do that? Well, one thing is very important. Repetition. If you really want to change your belief, repeating that you are now this person or you have this quality is very important, and you need to do it like every day. Every time a situation comes along where this might be relevant, always just say that you're this person. Let me give you an example. There are two people, both are heavy smokers, and both of them decide, well, they want to quit. The first person says, well, I want to quit smoking. I smoked for such a long time, but now I want to quit. So on a party, when someone is asking them, oh, well, do you want to smoke? They're saying, no, I want to quit. Person number two, the other one, tells, well, okay, I don't smoke. The person's already thinking like his future self, like he is already in a situation where he wants to be. Soon as someone offers him a cigarette, he says, well, sorry, I don't smoke. And that's very effective, because the one in his head, in his mind, he is still a smoker who is trying to quit. But in the other person's mind, he's like already done. Well, I don't smoke. That's it, period. It's very powerful and does not always have to do with drugs. If you want to say, well, in the future, I really want to be disciplined. Why? Well, because I want to make $4,000 or whatever a year. Well, I want to be disciplined. Okay, so now I will say, well, I'm disciplined. Let me do the work. Well, I am disciplined. Let me do it. Reinforcing that into your mind is very, very important. If you say, well, I want to be like very disciplined, but I'm just not, I'm such a lazy person, it will not help you. In fact, it will damage you, because if you repeat to yourself that you're a lazy person, you generally become a lazier person, because every time you act lazy, your self-image just gets stronger and stronger. You reinforce that mind. But you don't want to do that with the negative things. But you can do that with the positive things. And no matter what you want to achieve, changing the self-belief, the self-image you have is very important. With that said, I think you can go now into your day, think about your goals, and think of the person that can actually achieve those goals. And then always say, well, I am him. Or I act like him. How does he act? Well, I try to do the same. Try to replicate, try to mimic the person you want to be. So that eventually you are just him. And all of the time you already said, well, I'm disciplined. Suddenly you are, because you actually do the hard work. It's also effective if you tell others that aspect of you. Imagine I go up to someone and I tell them, well, I read books, I like reading books, something like that. They will now know. And when they ask me again, well, how many books did you read last month? I'm like, oh, I'm troubled. Now he is pushing me into reading more books. And now not only me, it's like so much more comes with it. So you have a bit more pressure, which, in a positive way, can actually help you with what you want to achieve. So keep that in mind. Look at your goals and think of the person who actually achieves those. Then always reinforce that you already are the person and that you're not trying to quit or anything like that. You're not trying to be a musician. You are a musician. Period. That's it. And you can also tell us to other people that you are now this new person, this improved version of yourself. One more negative, um, one more negative example. When I think, well, I'm bad in front of the camera, I always, stumble over my words. Well, I just proven it, so that must be true, right? But that's like a self-damaging belief that I have in my mind. So what could I do now? Well, I could think to myself, well, I want to be, a good YouTuber. I want to be a good YouTuber that actually brings value to you and is confident in front of the camera. So, okay, what do I have to do to actually achieve this? I have to practice, I just have to relax, something along the line. And every time I actually do get a sentence right, I just proven to myself that I can actually do it. And so I'm more likely to actually then achieve it. It's like a positive feedback loop that you can use into your day-to-day life. It's not hard to say, well, okay, I'm a YouTuber, I'm an athlete, I am healthy, but just saying that is like crazy. It's a benefit that you can use. Well, I'm a smart student, I'm a smart guy, I write good grades. Literally anything you want. Just apply it to yourself, keep that in mind, and that's it. I see you in the next one.